So 100% now, a reaction is required tomorrow from Rangers, not just because of the result of the other lot, and we will talk about today's SPL results very shortly, but also because of Thursday night's performance. And Big Phil has been talking about that, and we're going to cover off what Big Phil has been saying that performance on Thursday night and the hunger, the fire, the desire he sees in his players. So let's start off with today's results, shall we? Let's just recap the Saturday that's just gone. No Rangers game today. Obviously, we play Sunday because of playing in the Europa League on Thursday. We don't want to talk about that, though. Not the best of the best, was it really? Anyway, let's talk about results today. So, surprise! I've got a surprise or two in these results for me. Ross County beating Hearts 2-1. Hearts in third position, losing 2-1 to Ross County. Two goals from Simon Murray either side of half time, and Yaro Oda scoring the only goal in stoppage time. Hearts had 21 shots, but only 6 of them were on target. Aberdeen, after the departure of Neil Warnock, getting back to winning ways, the 1-0 victory, a Leighton Clarkson goal to put them back on winning ways. We'll come to that lot in a minute. Hibs, after their exit in the cup to us, won 3-0 at home to a very poor Livingston team. Goals from Jordan Abita, who was sent off against us, Maizen Mayalida, and Adam Lafondra. All those goals coming in the first 25 minutes of the game, put them 3-0 up and win them the match. Kilmarnock smashing St Mirren at Rugby Park 5-2. Goals from Carl Vassell, the very talented Dally Armstrong, Marley Watkins, and David Watson with the goals. Response for St Mirren today from Charles Dunn and Mikhail Mandron. Get into that a lot. Look, I want to just clarify something. Guys, anyone out there that was expecting St Johnstone to go and get something from today's game, realistically, guys, I think you may have been a bit drunk when you said it, because I don't think it was ever going to happen realistically. As crap as they are, as poor as they genuinely are, it wasn't going to happen realistically. They won 3-1 today. Now, by all accounts, Kyogo's first goal was offside, but VAR failed to rule it out. What a surprise. Celtic get a helping hand from the referees. Oh, well, are any of us shocked? Are any of us remotely surprised? Of course we aren't. Nicholas, whatever that says, Kuhn scored the second just after half time, and James Forrest getting the third. Celtic dominating the game, 22 shots, 9 on target. Connor Smith with the lone reply from St Johnstone. All that leaves the table looking like this ahead of the game tomorrow for Rangers. Celtic are back on top, but have played a game more than us, 71 points. Rangers second on 70 points. Hearts distantly behind on 55. Kilmarnock in fourth on 44. St Mirren in fifth on 42. Hibs in sixth now. Again, haven't played a game more than our opponents tomorrow. Dundee, who will look to get back to winning ways, who want to win tomorrow, obviously, to get back into the top 6. Motherwell sit 8th, Aberdeen 9th, St Johnstone 10th, Ross County 11th, and Livingston stranded way at the bottom there by 10 points. Very poor Livingston team. So that's the present circumstances as they present themselves going into tomorrow's game. We obviously now behind them. We do need to get back in front of them. We do need to make sure we win. It's only a point. So it is a case of needing to get that win tomorrow. And like we've all said, if we win all our games between now and the end of the season, including any old firm games, which realistically we do need to win. We've got to beat them twice. We've got to get full 6 points off them. I think not. Yes. We don't have. Okay, let's clarify that. No, we don't have to beat them twice. A draw, a win and a draw would be enough technically. If we're 2 points clear still after tomorrow, a win puts us 5 clear. A draw then keeps it, and so on. But we'd rather beat them twice. Lay down a marker. Put down a marker. That we are back. That we are in their faces. That they are not going to get away from us this time. That we're going to put our foot on their throats, and we're going to keep it there. And that's what we've got to do. And I'm sure Philippe Clement will have the boys fired up for that. Now, that is a definite. That's 100% certainty. We've got to do that. Now, what what there's one or two concerns obviously going towards the end of the season, and I want to touch on those concerns at the end of the video, so hang around for those concerns and those worries we've got, which Alan Hutton was talking a little bit about, in his comments, the comments that he made. But let's look at what Big Phil has been saying as regards this game tomorrow, and obviously the reaction needed by the fans. Now, Big Phil obviously won the Manager of the Month for February, and he'll want to obviously have a great March and not have a worried look on his face like that one. He sat down with Rangers TV ahead of the game against Dundee and gave his thoughts after the Europa League exit, talking obviously about his hopes for tomorrow and his hopes obviously going forward, although his focus very much is still on 1 week at a time. Big Phil said, they, as in his players, were really disappointed, but I see the fire and the desire to react on Sunday, and they know they need to switch really fast, and we don't have time to lose with 2 other competitions that are there. So, there is clearly a focus there from Big Phil on winning 3 competitions, and he's trying to get the players to be very focused on going for the Scottish Cup and the league and winning that domestic treble that we all want. He said, of course, they wanted to go through and to do something really special against a top team like Benfica, and we were really close. I don't think 2 or 3 months ago we were ready for that, so we are still making these steps and we will continue working hard on them. And I think it's worth remembering when we look back where we were under Michael Beale, when we lost that game at Aberdeen and Michael Beale was finally sacked. Think back to that game. Think back to the sense of dejection, the sense of it was over, the fact that the season was basically over and done with. That, as far as we were concerned, we weren't going to progress in any competition. We were going to win nothing, etc., etc. And the change that has gone on, not only in the mindset of the players, but in terms of the performance levels and the caliber of performances we are seeing week in, week out. Yes, there is the odd blip, of course. He said, in the end, I'm really proud of the progression this team is making, not only in the hard work and mentality, but also with the quality on the ball. And I am pleased about that. And it is, there is a clear development in their strategy. There is a clear improvement in the strategy. And whatever he's doing on the training ground is clearly working. He talked as well in this interview that he gave. He says, I hate to lose. I hate to go out of competitions. And so do the players. So that needs to give us the fuel for the next few months to compete really hard in the other 2 competitions. So it's clear that, that he wants to take that disappointment from Benfica on Thursday night, that disappointment of knowing that we were out of the Europa League and there was going to be no quarterfinal draw and no run to Dublin that we were all sort of kind of dreaming about. He wants to take that fire and put it into the players' bellies and get them to use that as their emotional fuel to take them forward to the end of the season. He continued, as regards obviously his Manager of the Month award, he said it's about the team. February was a really busy month and we had a lot of games in different competitions, but the team challenged really hard. We got to the semi-final of the Cup. We took a lot of points in the league and the players performed really, really well. So, again, Big Phil is totally switching this back to the players, doing what he's always done. People have talked obviously about what he's achieved, how he's developed this, how he's coached the team, how he's improved the team. And he has massively. We all know that. But all the time, he puts it back to the players, that it's them, that it's not him. He doesn't want the media or anyone making it about him. And I think that's the right way to look at this. It's this idea that he's getting across is that we are constantly, we are in this together. It's not a separate thing. It's not a, it's everybody together at the club, from Philippe Clement at the top, Stefan van der Heyden, the assistant, Alex Ray, Gilmore, etc. All those coaches, through to the squad, through to the B team. Everyone is in this together now on getting us through to the end of the season and hopefully winning that domestic treble. On the game against Dundee, he said, they're a team who score a lot of goals, so it's an important thing to keep a good structure and not give away chances. We will see how the pitch is. It doesn't seem to be the best pitch in the last couple of weeks, so we need to adapt to that. So again, talking very much about the fact that it seems like Dens Park is a pretty shocking surface. And he also talked about structure and style. So it'll be interesting to see the team that he names tomorrow. Now, We know that there's a strong likelihood, obviously, that Dujon Sterling will be absent. That again, we'll be without long-term absentees, Abdallah Sima, Oscar Cortez as well. He went on to say, that is the new thing. It is something we have been doing, and it is now about making everybody mentally and physically ready to make the final push before the international break. And obviously that crappy international break comes up now, and just another break. I mean, you can argue it's kind of come at the right time for Philippe Clement and his players, to give them a bit of a rest. They were looking leggy and tired against Benfica, and to some extent also against Hibs in the second half, and obviously against Motherwell in that defeat at Ibrox. There can be no repeat of that. I think Big Phil said that, there was going to be a case where we did drop points. He wasn't, naive in that. And hopefully that game against Motherwell is the drop points. That is it now. It is now until the end of the season. We go unbeaten and we win all our games. Because if that happens, it does not matter what Celtic do. We will win the league. And we deserve to. We absolutely deserve to. They're a poor team. The one worry that I've got, and there is a concern, there is a major worry, is the wear and tear on this squad in terms of injuries. Well, there's actually two worries. That's the first, is the injuries. Okay, so Abdallah Sima out, Oscar Cortez out, Dujon Sterling out. It just seems that when we get players back, other players get injured. And then it's not just one, it's two, it's three. Danilo is missing as well. You look at the players that are actually missing from this squad, the players that are actually injured and can't represent the club at this moment in time. And there's a lot of first team players, out there. You look at obviously Dujon Sterling out injured. That's a big loss. Kieran Dowell out injured. Ryan Jack, it seems, injured again. Alex Lowry, who's been on loan but could have featured for us because he's back on loan, injured. Cortez, injured. Sima, injured. Danilo, injured. I know that obviously we got a big boost in Rabbi Matondo being back. To what degree that's a boost, I don't know, because his form hasn't been that impressive. I think it kind of showed the bare bones we were down to on Thursday night, that we started with Scott Wright on the right-hand side. Ross McCausland's just coming back from injury. Todd Cantwell is just coming back from injury. Now, I've got no doubt in my mind that this man will play a major role, and getting him match sharp and match fit is going to be absolutely key, I think, to our run into the end of the season. He is that important. He is that much of a high-quality player. So that's one worry, the amount of injuries, the wear and tear on the squad, and losing players. Now, look, the other worry I've got is the lack of a cutting edge. One of the things that we missed against Motherwell in those last 10 minutes when we did finally start playing, that we missed against Benfica, is that cutting edge in the final third. And I'm sorry to keep talking about this, but Cyril Dessers is not the fucking answer. The guy is just not up to it. If we start with him up top against Celtic, I am really, really concerned. If it's 1-1 or 0-0 or whatever, and the ball falls to him in the 89th minute, I don't back him to score. I think he'll miss. He'll fluff it. He'll want too many touches, or he'll be offside, which he seems to constantly be. He has scored 12 league goals this season, but look at who he scored them against. He hasn't scored a single goal against them. He doesn't do it when the pressure is truly on him, and that is a major worry and a major concern for me. Kemar Roofe is the best finisher at the club. Hopefully he stays fit. Hopefully we can get Danilo back soon. It would be a huge boost if we could get Danilo back and playing before the end of the season, and Abdallah Sima. Those two I would rate so much higher than Cyril Dessers. I'd go as far to say that if Danilo hadn't gone down injured and Sima hadn't gone down injured, I don't think Dessers would have got anywhere near the first team. The guy is an absolute second-rate player. And for me, we need someone who can consistently put the ball in the back of the net. That will help guarantee the title. Hopefully, Kemar Roofe can stay fit and get in within the goals. And hopefully, Danilo and Sima can be back soon. But look, tomorrow is a required reaction. We need something from them. It cannot be a piss-poor performance away that ends in a draw or defeat. It's got to be go there, and no matter how we do it, we get the win. Only 3 points is acceptable tomorrow. Only a win is acceptable tomorrow. Nothing else is acceptable tomorrow. Only a win. That's the reaction that is required to put right what went wrong Thursday night, to put that disappointment behind us, and obviously to get back above them in the league. Well, guys, let me know what you think. about this required reaction. And also, what would your starting lineup be ahead of tomorrow's game? Thanks for watching, Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, please smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing. And on the way out, please do 2 favours for me. Number 1, smash the like. And number 2, remember always, we are the people.